Houston on the baseline, hits the runner, and the Knicks are up 3-2.
They are.
Patrick Ewing over Mutombo. Patrick's first basket of the evening. Patrick had only 2 for 12 from the field with 4 points in yesterday's game, although he did play 24 minutes. Ewing comes away with it. 3 Atlanta turnovers. Steve Smith got a piece of that. Houston for 3. A 7-0 New York run.
Ewing in the deep corner looking for a shot. Nails it big time. Multitude of injuries, playing hurt right there after the jump shot. Nobody around him obviously came down wrong on his leg. Tough situation. He's been heroic playing with a lot of pain in these playoffs.
Bad knees, Achilles, pulled rib muscle. 8 on the clock for Atlanta. Steve Smith, the open look, it's 10-6.
Nice rhythm on that one bouncing pull-up.
Atlanta now 3 of 12. That was the first bucket for Smith. Mookie Blaylock started out and is still 0 for 3 from the floor.
Look at the ball movement. Strong side, weak side, then going to Patrick. They got the defense moving. That gives him the ability to play one-on-one against Mutombo, and that's his favorite jump shot in that corner.
Patrick missed his first 2 shots, hit his last 2. It's 12-6 New York. You hear the crowd, Sprewell about to enter this game. But first, Steve Smith, that's a 2 just inside the line. Latrell Sprewell brings this crowd to their feet somewhere around the 5 or 6 minute mark of the first period, followed usually closely by Marcus Camden. Allen Houston's turnaround. 14-8 New York.
Talked to Allen before the game, Bobby. He says, hey, we're feeling it. I'm feeling great. And he did admit that that shot against Miami has boosted his confidence. And he didn't want to tell me at first, but he did admit it eventually.
He's 3 for 3 from the floor, has 8 points. That includes 2 free throws. Steve Smith with a flat jumper doesn't go. Loose ball foul. Latrell Sprewell enters the game. He led all New York scorers in the first 2 games, 31 and 31, 26.3 average for this series, shooting 49%.
Bob, when they love you in New York, they really love you. Spree came out here 45 minutes before the game and started just shooting around, and the crowd was cheering for him when he was shooting the warm-up.
Blaylock's runner with 5 on the shot clock. Knicks by 4.
Oh, nice. Look at the ball movement. Look how they're moving the bodies. I've never seen a New York Knicks team, Bob, banging it from that far out on the perimeter with ball movement on both sides of the floor.
And an open look for Charlie Ward, draining the 3. 17-10 New York. Knicks are 6-2 in this playoff run. They won 4 in a row. Kurt Thomas with a rebound. Mark West, the aging veteran, trying to stop Patrick Ewing. Couldn't keep him out of the paint. Patrick has 6 points. Chris Crawford answers quickly his first basket.
And that's a rare, easy basket for the Hawks. It's something they have to try to get more of.
Jeff Van Gundy with a timeout. Remember, he was very disappointed in the early defense of the Knicks yesterday. Who always follows closely on the heels of the entrance of Latrell Sprewell. They're both close friends off the court, and they're certainly turning into an exciting tandem. The future of the New York Knicks.
Another live body on the floor for the New York Knicks.
Shot clock to 8 for Mookie Blaylock. Smith. Rebound Mark West and the putback.
Good body position by Mark West. Got those wide shoulders, can clear out a little room for himself. Early.
Bob, it was a practice day with the New York Knicks. It was kind of funny. Marcus Camby complaining that he had hurt his back in Game 3 when he tried to take a charge. He said, Coach, I don't know if I can play that kind of defense anymore. Coach looked at him and said, you didn't hurt your back taking a charge. You hurt your back looking at Grant Long as he went by you shooting layups. Bob?
Ow. Camby with the rebound. Back looks okay there. By the way, Camby's played for 3 coaches in his first 3 years in the NBA. 2 at Toronto and Jeff Van Gundy. Penetration, Charlie Ward, and Camby with the easy basket.
Bob, it's his ability to be live. Defensively, he's live. Offensively, moving into the slots, going after that loose ball. Very good offensive rebounding.
Gray into the game, passing to Grant Long. This is Ed Gray. 7 on the clock. The runner goes down for Gray. Gray is the Hawks scoring threat off the bench with, of course, Alan Henderson and LaFonso Ellis not able to play due to their injury.
Well, one of the only guys on the Hawks that's able to really consistently take it to the bucket with some authority. About right now, the New York Knicks are getting any shot they want, any place on the floor that they want. This is not the type of Hawk defense that we're used to seeing. No body contact, playing very soft.
22 seconds in the period. Inside to West. Fouled by Marcus Camby, and Chris Dudley enters the game for Patrick Ewing.
And one of the things you're talking about, Camby, Ward finding the way. Look how the movement of Camby coming from the strong side, just filling into the gaps. Just a little
small to Atlanta.
Well, look at the difference when Chris Dudley comes in the game with Sprewell. That's their athletic team, Chris Dudley.
31 points in game 1, 31 points in game 2 for Latrell Sprewell. Knicks up by 9, their biggest lead. Anthony Johnson having problems. 10 on the clock. Ed Gray spent blocked by Latrell Sprewell, saved by Latrell Sprewell. Behind the back. That's going to be on the side.
And Latrell Sprewell and company, a little bit of showtime in their own right. Look at this quick defensive opportunity right there. Gets beat, but then has the ability to come back and get it. And then a little bit of behind the back action with Camby going to the hole. Tough, hard foul, flagrant foul.
The left hand, yes.
Much more active than Mutombo down there on the low side. Uses quickness that time to get into the middle. Dudley had been just laying wood on Mutombo, not getting anything offensively.
Chris Childs easy to the basket. Past Anthony Johnson. Lenny Wilkins trying to get Mookie Blaylock some rest, but the Hawks are having to pay for it. Anthony Johnson leaning in. Chris Dudley tipping it away. Saved by Grant Long. 5 on the shot clock. Long knows it. Grant Long with his second bucket of the ball game. He has 4. Anthony Johnson, tough defensive job on the quicker Chris Childs. Now posting Sprewell on Johnson. Johnson tried to front him. It required another hard foul from Mark West. Sprewell making them pay. From Anthony Johnson to Grant Long.
It's a very good look.
Minutes in this first half. Picked up 2 quick fouls.
I wonder if anybody's going to make him answer the fact that he guaranteed a win.
Stolen by Sprewell. The double clutch jam. That brought them to their feet. 35-24.
The one thing the Hawks don't want is this crowd to really get into this game.
Look at the Knicks' energy on defense. Shot clock to 10. Smith's going to take the 3. And a big one it is. Had the penetration, but Mutombo was there, so Chris answers.
Yeah. But you see how live he came when he almost had a chance to get a shot off.
Allen Houston. Hawks ball. What a frenzy of plays. Steve Smith got Houston. Knicks by 8. Sprewell. Pull up. He has 9. Knicks go up by 10.
Sprewell, Houston pulling for each other, finding out a way to trust each other and believe that the other guy is doing the right thing is the reason this team has changed, and now a different team going into the semis.
Charlie Ward with the first bucket of the third quarter. A steal by Allen Houston. Patrick getting into that paint for his patented turnaround jumper. 12 for Ewing.
And you see the 2 dribbles to get his rhythm, and then right to his spot on the floor. Nice ball away. 6 for 9 shooting. Patrick Ewing.
Double team on Smith. The Hawks very careless with the basketball. Got a loose ball foul, and it's going to be on Chris Crawford. That's his second, and we're going to be joined again by Spike Lee, Knicks super fan, we might call him, among other accomplishments. Spike, you look like with your towel, your cap, your colors there, you're really ready for Reggie Miller.
I think, you know, this is going to be our year. I was in London for Game 5 in a bar, watching on satellite, and when that ball dropped through the hoop, I said, this is our year. So we're going all the way this year.
Hey, Spike, what do you think's been the difference? Early in the season, New York Knicks struggled, but now they've got it going on all cylinders.
Well, they just needed time to gel, and truthfully, Van Gundy was not playing Spree and Canby. I don't think that it was really the type of ball players. Again, that's the whole thing, you know, the static with Brunfeld, but we're rolling now, though.
Well, they took a little while to gel. Now they're playing a lot more up-tempo basketball.
Up-tempo basketball. At the same time, I still think people need to appreciate Patrick Ewing. If you look right now, he can hardly go up and down the court, but he's out there. He's giving his all. And this, I think Patrick's finally get his ring this year. Finally.
We've said that Patrick's very heroic in the Miami series, out here playing hurt, and that's what the old guy has to do. You know what old vets do out here. But I know you were saying bring on Reggie Miller, right?
Well, it's going to, you know, we got a history with the Pacers, and, you know, they got a great bunch of guys. Reggie, Mullen, and Mark Jackson from New York City, too. Brooklyn. So we're looking forward to the series we start Sunday.
See, I think Reggie Miller makes you put on your game face as he gets up in your mug and talks stuff.
Well, we're going to have something for Reggie this year.
Okay.
We got something for him.
You want to give us a hint on what it is?
Nah, I can't do that, brother.
Charlie Ward.
We'll find out soon enough.
All I can say about Reggie Miller's spike is 8 points in 8.9 seconds.
That's true, but we came back to win that game in Game 6 in Indiana, and nobody thought we were going to win that game.
Okay, touche.
And I'm glad we won, because they would have killed me in New York behind that Game 5 that we lost.
Allen Houston has 16. Sprewell and Canby have not been on the floor in this period. But here they come.
Spike, will you be traveling back and forth to Indiana?
Oh!
Spike, you have the ball?
I got out of the way. Charlie played football.
Yeah, he did, in fact.
Will you be traveling back and forth to Indiana during the series?
I'm not going to talk about Indiana yet, because they give me a hard time in Indiana, Marcus Square Arena, but I'm probably going to try to make it deep in the series.
Wait a minute now, you're not scared to go to Marcus Square, are you?
I was scared Game 6 that year.
Kurt Thomas with a foul on Dikembe Mutombo. Knicks continue to lead it by 16. Hey, Spike, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Seeing you.
Okay.
What a fan. Spike Lee. Got a nice little jumper of his own. Short range, though.
Mutombo at the free throw line as the Hawks trail it by 16. Scott Hastings.
Bob, Spike Lee was just talking about Patrick Ewing playing injured, and you've been talking about in the first half. I talked with Mike Saunders, a longtime trainer, sitting there right by the coaches on the Knicks bench. He told me Patrick Ewing is the toughest player he has ever treated. He said he doesn't know when to quit. He said, Scott, Patrick should not be playing in this series, and yet he's out there going up and down. Bob?
Yeah, you can see the labor Patrick Ewing when he runs end to end. Ball movement, near steal, Blaylock. Sprewell keeps it alive.
You know, I have to
travel, it'll be a turnover.
I have to think that with the way the game is going, Patrick out there fighting, we've always documented how well we think he's doing. But I think maybe he should be taken out of the game so that he can start to get some rest. He needs a couple of days to really start to get his body back together.
Yes, 12 and 6 does Patrick in this ball game. As you know, Patrick has a lot to say about when he leaves the game himself. Gray gets the pick from Mutombo. Punched away by Kurt Thomas. Saved by Gray. 3 on the shot clock. Here comes Sprewell.
He was made head coach of the New York Knicks. Of course, Dave Checketts earlier today, as we reported, announced that he had conversations with Phil Jackson. I also talked to another member of the New York staff, if you will, and he said Van Gundy has been unbelievable. So there is at least some support for Van Gundy to stay on as coach here.
Well, he's really been focused on this series. He said, Reggie, before the game, he said, Reggie, listen, over the 10 years, they've had a number of great coaches and only have got to the finals twice. So for us to do this under those circumstances would be a tremendous thing for this organization. So focus is the key for Van Gundy.
Knicks by 13. Shot clock down to 8. Tough shot by the captain, Patrick Ewing. He has 14.
Bob, when you are a scorer, when you know how to play this game, you can find ways to get it done. Patrick Ewing on one leg, 7 for 11 shooting.
And steps out on Blaylock. Blaylock backs up. Kurt Thomas left alone for the short jumper. This is easily the Knicks' biggest lead of 17. Hawks see it slipping away. Good pass into the tumble, but Kurt Thomas was there to rake it away. It'll be New York ball. Timeout Knicks. 64-47. They've held the Hawks to 10 points in this period. He was runner-up to Reggie Theus. There's Adam Sandler, who finished out of the running. Adam, good to see you. Chris Rock. Oh, the celebrities are all out here tonight. Magic Johnson and Richard Lewis just to his right. And Reggie Richard in his all-black. You're in your all-black. He said he spent almost all day yesterday shopping with you to get you in the right look for this Knicks crowd.
Well, he told me to do it. I said as long as we told each other what we were wearing, it's okay.
There's Ben Stiller. (64-47) Knicks. 2:15 remaining in the third period.
Nothing like the Garden, Bob.
Bad pass intended for Gray, who has to commit the foul on Allen Houston. Lowest before that were 6 seed, Chicago and Houston twice.
But you know, when you look at the New York Knicks team, the team that started.
That's going to be a loose ball foul on Dikembe. 9 Knicks, 20 seconds in the period. Ty Corbin with the rebound. Ed Gray is fouled by Allen Houston with 10 seconds in the period. Second on Allen Houston. Crowd quiet here. Yesterday, In the 3 o'clock game here at the Garden, the crowd was explosive because I think they sensed that going up 3-0 would be the closer.
Yeah.
And tonight it's really been kind of a quiet, let's just make sure nothing happens bad attitude by this crowd.
Well, see, they've been on the edge of their seats starting to
Do it together.
You can get me up there.
Adam, thanks a lot. Let's go back to the table. Thanks, Adam.
Childs and Camby in for the Knicks. 12 minutes left in the Hawks season unless they can make some kind of miraculous comeback. Where the Hawks have scored under 20 points. How about that one? Knicks' only 4-game sweep came in 1969. 30 years ago against the Baltimore Bullets.
the crowd starting to sense a victory, already starting to chant, "We want Reggie." And of course, that's Reggie Miller.
No, I don't know. Chris Childs to Latrell Sprewell. Ewing going a lot more minutes tonight than we anticipated. Jeff Van Gundy said he hoped to rest him a lot.
And he didn't know, because he said he would ask Pat in the beginning of the game how much he wanted to play. And right there, you can see that the old fella, number 33, he's never lost the range with his jumper.
8 of 12 is Patrick Ewing, 17 points. He's played 30 minutes tonight. Hawks are going to win the rebounding battle. Unfortunately for them, they can't get any second chance points out of it.
Reggie Miller usually matches up with Houston, and of course you got Rose and McKee.
Offensive board to Mark West. Well, it's turning out to be relatively obvious as we have a loose ball foul.
Playing their best at the end of the season.
Camby gives the Knicks a 20-point lead, which reminds us over and have Scott Hastings interview Jeff Van Gundy.
I feel like waving to him because he said that he would do that.
Yeah, he said 20 points maybe late in the fourth quarter. I might talk to you about Indiana. That all came because we asked him, talk to us about Indiana in case you win. He says, oh, no way. He's maybe late in the game if we're up by 20.
And I tried to talk him down to 15. He said, no. Late in the game by 20.
Rashawn McLeod in for Atlanta right now. Smith defending Sprewell. Well, let me rephrase that. Smith not successfully defending Sprewell. He has 11. This will be the lowest point total for Latrell Sprewell in the series. New York on a 7-0 run, up now by 22 points, on the verge of a blowout over the Atlanta Hawks. Sprewell finds Dudley. 24-point Knicks lead.
And that's the move that Chris Dudley was working on before the game. The little small jump hook across the lane. What a finisher.
Rashawn McLeod has it stripped.
Chris Dudley before the game, working on his game. I told him the defense is keeping him in, but right here he said, Reggie, I can't miss everything. The little soft runner across the lane right now. New York Knicks shooting 46%.
Rashawn at 6'8", 220. A lot of people like his game. He's just a young player, but how about all the players from Duke who are coming out, following him out into the NBA? Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, William Avery.
It's going to be interesting as you look.
He is icing down the sore knees, the sore Achilles. Knicks 77, Hawks 53.
Only 6 minutes and 52 seconds remain in this basketball game, and the fans in the crowd are getting ready. You can see the sign behind me, bring on the Pacers. Just moments ago, they're yelling for Reggie, and as you said a while ago, it's not Reggie Theus because he can't hurt him with a headphone on. It's Reggie Miller. These guys are ready for the Pacers.
20.
Bob, with all the driving that the Knicks have done, that's one of the few times we've seen Mutombo plug the middle up.
Reggie Miller.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Chris Rock.
Let's not leave Mark Jackson seconds here at the Garden. And it was a 7-game series win for Indiana. And that's when Pat Riley resigned, you may recall, after Game 7 in 1995.
But when you start talking about the matchup with New York and Indiana, Patrick Ewing, who has not needed to be too forceful in this series because of the inability of the Hawks to guard Sprewell and Allen Houston. But in the next series, they have Reggie Miller, who can guard Houston. Jalen Rose and Derek McKee can guard Sprewell. And of course, right now, this city really wants Van Gundy.
You hear the chants, Van Gundy, Van Gundy. Patrick with a big smile. I haven't heard anybody, blocked by Dudley, I haven't heard anybody saying Phil Jackson, since he played here in the early 70s. Not sure they did then. But the crowd, certainly Van Gundy has become the underdog fan. New York loves an underdog as McLeod scores for Atlanta. And Van Gundy has handled all this pressure and all the tabloid stories and all the, frankly, lies that he's had to deal with the front office. And Dave Checkett said today regarding the Phil Jackson conversation, I did lie to Jeff and to the media. I did it to try to protect people from the publicity. But Jeff Van Gundy has handled it with incredible class. And his dad, Bill Van Gundy, who coached him at Brockport State, helped him learn how to deal with the adversity of coaching at a high school, college, or pro level.
And Bob, as a player, dealing with a coach like Van Gundy, he's a regular guy. He's somebody that you can talk to, not only about basketball, but something else if you're having any problems. He treats his players like he wants to be treated, and they really respect him.
2:11 to go in the ball game. And you ask about Reggie Miller, who's been the subject of this conversation today. We ask you this. How prophetic was Reggie Miller last week when he had this comment?
It would only be fitting because of the history between the two teams. Personally, it'd be great. It would be great, but it's something we're looking forward to. I think because of the history between the two teams, it would only be fitting that one of us would move on to represent the East.
Words of Reggie Miller. By the way, the Knicks are going to be on a 5-game winning streak in the playoffs following this victory tonight. But remember, Indiana's the only undefeated teams in the playoffs, eliminating Milwaukee 3-0 and Philadelphia 4-0. They're 7-0 in the playoffs. Game 5, Allen Houston under a second. The leaner.
The biggest shot in his career. What a bounce.
Miami eliminated. Knicks move on. Now they sweep the Hawks. And it's a celebration at the Garden. Minute 5 remaining. Rick Brunson and Herb Williams into the ball game. By the way, Ewing and Herb Williams are the only players remaining from the last time the Knicks played in the finals against Houston. They're about to set more history here at the storied Madison Square Garden. They'll be the first 8th seed ever to McLeod losing it, and the Knicks now celebrating. A lot of soul searching will have to go on for Atlanta. They'll have to remind themselves that they have been without 2 of their strongest front court players in LaFonso Ellis and Allen Henderson. But Herb Williams hits the bucket. Of course, he's the fan favorite here. At 41 years old in his 18th year. 4 seconds. Garden ready to explode. That's the last shot. And the New York Knicks advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. 79-66. 9-66, Knicks advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're not